Yo, YouTube, what's going on with you? What's up? I'm over here at work today. I decided to go into the office and work on some more of this code. Been working today on for loops and if then statements. I'm still lost. I was able to, I guess, make an object within terminal. I guess it's the best thing I can equate it to. Similar to, as in if it was in like R, creating like an object within an environment, using a word, then equals, and I was able to use a word equals and then ls, which is listing everything that's in a directory, and make that object the contents of that directory. Now what I'm trying to do is um, use that object to run code with, as far as making the code work with every object within that, with every file within that object, and then using the actual file within the directory to run the program on. Right? Um, Stuck. I'm so stuck. Oh, this stuff took like all day, and I did not make much progress. Um, Not feeling great about that. I'm gonna seek help tomorrow to see if I can get this better worked out, and actually get this going. I want to get this done tomorrow. I will get this done tomorrow, and I will run my stuff over this weekend, so I will have plenty of data to work on throughout next week. Um, Tomorrow is Friday, June 18th. The day before Juneteenth, there's been a lot of talk this year specifically about Juneteenth because on Wednesday it was made a national holiday. Um, there's a lot of controversy behind that as well. A lot of people are saying that it was made a holiday, but that does nothing for Black people. That honestly, that was like more of a symbolic victory, and that people have been that the government is, used to giving Black people symbolic victories, so they quiet down, and stop pushing towards real change. We kind of saw this. I remember seeing this in my lifetime, specifically with Obama. Um, During that time, it was Bush was in office, and Black people were pretty riled up and ready to strike some stuff off. You feel me? Um, just ready for a change. Sick and tired of ready for a change. Everyone was on the edge of their seats, and then they allowed Obama to become president. He was voted in for sure, but also they allowed it. Powers that be, the government, whatever. First Black president, he became president, and it felt like a lot of people kind of like sat back and then like put it on his shoulders. So, okay, now what he gonna do? And and while I enjoyed Obama's presidency, and I think he did a tremendous job, a lot of people also contend to that. They say that he didn't do enough, um, or whatever. I don't know enough about his policies that he did or did not do. I feel that some of the stuff that I do know he did was good, and I rock with him. So I'm not an anti-Obama. You feel me? I dig Obama. I'm happy for his presidency. He did a great job. And then of course America's response to him was Trump. You see? So they were like, screw this. We got to get it, the most racist person we can, blatantly fascist, to take the office back and strike up the racist people in America. And so that's what happened. And so, since then, well, even during Obama's presidency, but definitely since then, there's been a big um, push towards, well, there's been a big momentum in the Black Lives Matter movement, which someone has told me um, when it first started around 2012, um, after Trayvon Martin's murder, um, that Black Lives Matter will be the, or is the, um, social rights movement of our lifetime, of my lifetime, of our generation. Whereas like social rights movement that we all remember, um, particularly was in the 60s with the Black Panther Party being in it, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, all these great people were in the social rights movement, the civil rights movement in the '60s, and that was their movement, but it helped a lot of people. And so my friend told me at the time, hey, this Black Lives Matter is our civil rights movement. Like, this is our movement. It's going to be big. And at the time, I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I dig what you're saying, but I don't think it's got the momentum and the charge. And and we all know that it definitely doesn't have the structure. I mean, they made it so that it was destructuralized, so they couldn't take out the head and kill the snake like they did the Black Panther Party, like they did with Nation of Islam, to begin with Malcolm X, like they did with everybody following Martin Luther King. They took out the head to kill the snake. So they purposely decentralized the Black Lives Matter movement so that they couldn't do that. The only problem with that is that there's not a centralized theme all the time, and they're not working towards the same thing all the time. So there's not so much unity in all of it. But the one thing that they are working towards is defunding the police, getting them to stop killing black people. Um, again, we they so again, these are things that they're looking for to change systematically within the structural system of America, but we're not getting wins there, right? It seems like those things aren't changing. Um, they did pass an Asian hate law, right, quickly after so many Asians got killed by the white man, but they still haven't passed a black hate law, right? And 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 that's not okay. Um, Now I don't know for sure. Maybe there's something on like that on the books, but I know there's not something called a black hate law. Especially after, say, just take for instance the white boy who killed all the people in the church. Like that was like 7 to 8 people, maybe the same amount as the Asian hate law, right? And but but there's no black hate law that I know of. And they're talking about how, like, just recently Georgia came out with they called it the Election Integrity Act, but it's coined the Voter Suppression Law, right? And a lot of it is disenfranchising poor and black people from getting the right or getting able to vote, the ability to vote. They're making it illegal to um, pass out water or food to people in line. They're making it illegal to they're making the times that they're open shorter. It used to be from 7 to 7 you could vote. That means you can go before work or after work if you're working 9 to 5. But now they can't do that because now they're making it a 9 to 5 voting time. They're shortening the time that you can vote, and some people can't take off to vote. So that's an issue. Making it harder for people to vote so their voices can't be heard. Um, which voting is a whole nother topic that I'd love to touch on later. But what they did do is, instead of defunding the police, instead of repealing the voter uh, suppression act, um, and plus there's many states, Florida including, which I live in, that has now banned critical race theory. Now I don't know enough about critical race theory to determine or to give an informed discussion on whether I know that I like it or not. But but it sounds fine to me if you're talking about it from what I understand, from the little bit that I understand that I don't know enough about, but that it teaches people that race in America, um, basically America was built on racism, and racist structures are ingrained into our system, which they are. Um, the Declaration of Independence even said, or one of the things we had that is the structure of our civilization here in America, says that black people are 3/5 of a person. So to say that racism is not ingrained in the structure of America is ludicrous, and it's a blatant lie. It's not even ignorant. They know this. It is a blatant lie. Racism is systemic in the systematic structure of America, period. America was built off of racist beliefs, and it is continuing these beliefs to this day. And to say it's not is just a blatant lie. They are lying to you. They are gaslighting you. It is not okay to do that. And so if they're pushing to teach these kids that it is true, then they need to teach these kids that it is true. If they can teach black kids about slavery during Black History Month, then they can teach white kids about how their parents freaking were the freaking people who put the slavery into practice inside America. Like, it's not okay. I saw a quote. It was like, if black kids are old enough to experience racism, the white kids are old enough to learn about it. You feel me? And so instead of saying that, instead of pushing for critical race theory, instead of not allowing people to block it out of our schools, like, if the parents didn't want their kid to learn it, take them out of the school. The same way with like evolution. If Christians can't say, I don't want my kid learning about evolution in school, we need to strike it. Um, Evolution is the truth that we know, and so is racism is the truth that we know, and so it should be taught to our children, and they should learn so they can be better than the generation before us, better than us as well. Um, but they're banning all these things, and they're passing laws to suppress voters' rights, and they're still allowing police to get away with murder, and they're not abolishing the police. They're still giving them more money, and but what do? They say, "Oh, Juneteenth is a national holiday now." Cool, I dig it, but what did that help? What did that actually help push forward and and make better out here for Black people? So anyway, I'm giving a talk tomorrow morning about this, um, in a thing host that in a meeting that I host at my school called Rasmus Sees. It's students seeking equity and success, um, and so we shall. Um, I'll inform you tomorrow on how that went. But as for today, I think that's all I have for you right now. I'm gonna take off here, um, go home, sleep on this code, and get back to it tomorrow morning so I can have this done and finished by tomorrow afternoon and have my program running either tomorrow evening or Saturday in the morning. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Peace, love, and my aunt would say stay safe on purpose, and we'll talk tomorrow.